We are back, round two. Can you believe after a whole 20-minute video, it did not save? We are back. So hopefully we can get some good stuff in this one. And we had such a roll before. I can't believe it. Oh, disappointing. So maybe it happened for a reason, right? That means that somebody else needed to see this and be live. That's what I'm going to believe. So anyway, give you guys a chance to hop on again if you missed the last one because we got cut off. I think the internet is a little off today. I don't know about you guys, but we are having terrible, terrible, terrible rain here. And every time that it rains, my internet has a full meltdown. So we are going to hope and pray that this video saves. But I'll give you guys a few minutes to hop back in and catch the second round. I want to hear about how your week is going. I want to know how the challenge was last week for you. If there's anything that you felt like you needed more of or any achievements that you had, please do share them with me, share them with the group, and let me know. For this week, we are going to work on forgiveness. I know a lot of you asked about self-forgiveness, and we're going to have at least 2 days dedicated to that. So it's definitely in the works. Today is really more of an exploration and the foundation. So a lot of times with my one-on-one clients, I work on building the foundation, setting the groundwork. Because I think if you think of a home, and you have a strong foundation, you have a strong home. And if you have cracks in the foundation, you're going to have problems with your house, right? So think of your life as your house, and you want to have a strong foundation. So by going through a lot of the exercise today, this is going to help to open your mind and be able to see some of the different areas that maybe you weren't aware that you were holding on to something and that you need to work on forgiveness. Many times there's areas in our life that we don't even know that we're holding on to things. So I want you to start to open up your mind, dig down and start pulling the layers away, and you'll be able to experience different things that have been going on in your life and how it's affecting you. So we're going to go through all different types of questions. There's really no true action steps today other than being reflective and looking to see what areas that you potentially need to work through. And this could be areas where you need to find forgiveness in yourself, find forgiveness in others, or maybe even find forgiveness in an unnamed, unknown situation. Something terrible happened to you, you don't have anyone to blame, and you're holding on to the situation from unknown circumstances, a robbery or some type of trauma. Letting go of the attachment to what has happened, who's hurt you. And this is one of the first stages also of letting go of your story. So one of the first questions we're going to work through is, do you need to forgive yourself? Do you have a lot of negative self-talk? Do you have, and this is all on the worksheet too, so it's written down, but I'm going to go deeper in the video so you can follow along. For negative self-talk, are you the first person to kind of beat yourself up? I make tea, boiling, put water in tea bags and I drink it cold. And I don't like sugar in tea. So that's what I'm drinking, it's green tea. Sorry about that, it tickled my throat. So we are the most difficult on ourselves. We can be our worst critics. We can be the least loving. And I saw a great show yesterday where there was a young woman, I want to say she was maybe in her early 20s, late teens, and she was being interviewed, I believe, by a coach. And he said to her, "What do you think about yourself? And why are you here?" And she said, "I don't love myself. I'm fat. I'm ugly. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me." And she goes through this whole series of things that she's saying to herself, and really unkind words. And he asks her, "Well, how old were you when you started feeling this way?" And it was about 11 or 12. And so he asked her to look back and imagine that young girl, 11 or 12, sitting in the room beside her. And he demanded her to tell her those same words. Tell her that she's fat and she's ugly and she's not good enough and she's not smart enough and she's not loved and no one likes her. And the same thing she was saying to herself. She said, "I can't say that." He said, "Why not?" "Well, it's not nice." "Well, why would you say it to yourself?" So then he says to her, "I want you to say to that young little girl, what advice do you want to give her? What do you want to say to her right now?" And she said, "You're perfect. You're kind. You're beautiful. You're loved." And the tears were just filling in her eyes. It was so emotional. And he said, "Well, why are you saying such kind things to this girl, to this little girl, but you can't say them to yourself?" She was quiet. We are the hardest critics on ourselves. The things that we say to ourselves, we would never say to a friend. We wouldn't definitely say to a little girl. So why would we say them to ourselves? So we need to forgive ourselves. We need to love ourselves. We need to remind ourselves how amazing we are. So if there's a certain area, something that happened in your life that you are holding on to and that you are living in regret and that you are beating yourself up for every single day, forgive yourself. We're going to work through self-forgiveness a little bit deeper during the week. But all I want you to do right now is just write down what you need to forgive. Who in your life do you think that you need to give forgiveness? Remember, forgiveness for others doesn't mean that you forgot. It doesn't mean that you were right, that they were right. It doesn't mean that you're allowing them to do it again. All that it means is that you forgive them. You've let go. It doesn't mean that you have to condone what they've done. What it's doing is it's freeing you up. Because when you hold on to anger and you hold on to resentment, you become bitter, and you become angry, and you become closed off and blocked. And what you want to do is feel open to receive. Make room, clear out that negative stuff, clear out that bad energy, and make room for the good things that are waiting to come in. You only have but so much space. And if you're holding on to all these negative things, where is the good stuff going to fit in? It can't. So let go of the negative. Write down who you need to forgive. What did they do and what do you need to forgive? Maybe you don't know their name. Maybe something happened to you. Maybe you experienced a trauma, something painful, and you don't even have a name to associate to it. It's okay. You can still forgive them. Forgiveness is for you, it's not for the other person. It's to give you closure and allow you to move on. So make that list of who you need to forgive and for what. By knowing and having that awareness, it's going to be key to the rest of your week. All of the things we go through today is basically just touching the surface because we're going to go really deep during the course of the week. I want you to notice if there are patterns that you're repeating in your life. maybe a certain type of relationship, maybe inconsistency in your job performance, inconsistency in following through with goals, um, things that people say to you. Do a lot of people say to you the same thing? Oh, you're short-tempered, or um, you're always late. Are there things that people are often calling you out for? And not just one person, different people. What's the common denominator? So look at patterns that are repeating in your life and write them down. Next, I want you to look at, are you giving away your power to anyone? Is there any one person or multiple people that you're giving away your power, you're giving away your energy? And by giving away your power, what that means is, are you living small? Are you allowing someone to say unkind words? Allowing someone to not follow through, to not be there for you, to not be a friend, to hurt you? What are you allowing? Are you a people pleaser? Is there a common denominator if there's multiple people versus one particular person? Have that awareness and then just write that down. Think of someone who has hurt you in the past and that you would like to forgive. And starting today and every day going forward, forgive them. Wish them well. And keep repeating these well wishes every single day until you actually believe it and you genuinely wish happiness for them. And then I want you to imagine your life if you forgave yourself for everything that you've done. Who would you be if you loved yourself more? What would be possible if you loved yourself more? What could you achieve if you loved yourself more? And if you forgave and loved yourself and you were kind to yourself, and this was on a daily basis, how would you feel about yourself? And by all of those feelings, what would change in your life? Start to get really imaginative and creative into how forgiving yourself could impact your future. If you have any questions at all and you want to share what came up for you during this exploration, and you're catching it on the replay, please post your comments here. Each day this week, we're going to be doing another part of the step of forgiveness. Today is just getting your mind open, getting it prepared, and we'll start going a bit deeper throughout the course of the week. Hopefully this one posts. I love you guys.